Hi, this is Pam, and I'm going to show you a basic storm search. So, how to search for sources for a class assignment, especially when we don't have a title or author. We're just looking for a keyword or subject. So, I'm starting on the main library page. The storm search box here. I could search by keyword, title, or author, but like I said, I don't know. I just have a topic. In this case, I want to look for figure skating. I typed that in and hit search. I come up with over 184,000 results. So obviously, I'm going to narrow that down before I try to look through all those sources. So up in the search bar, I hit a space and then I have some suggestions for popular terms. Maybe I want to look at training, Olympics. Instead, I'm going to type in history and hit search. That narrows it down a little bit. I'm going to refine my results further on the left margin, but before I do that, I'm going to see what kind of sources I have. Just look at my sources. For example, this is a book. Number one is a book. It says request Ohio Link catalog item. That means we don't have it at our library. Other colleges and university libraries in Ohio may have that. So if we clicked on request Ohio Link catalog item, we can order that book. A librarian will email you when it arrives. Usually only takes a few days. I'm going to look at a different type of source. I have an ebook here, this number 3, PDF full text. That's the most convenient because then we'll be able to read the whole thing right on our computer. Look at number 6. This is an academic journal. We don't physically have any academic journals at our library. So sometimes you would have to, if you want that one, you'd have to request this item through interlibrary loan. You fill out an online form, and then the librarian would email the digital copy of the article to you. But that may take a week or two. That takes a little bit longer. So let's go back to the left margin so we can refine our results. We're going to limit it to full text so we can see the entire article or ebook or whatever it is. And after that, scholarly journals, right under full text. Depending on the assignment, your instructor may want you to use scholarly journals, which are judged by peers in the discipline to be new research or new information. So the authors have credentials in their field, they're experts. We could also move these blue boxes around to change our publication date range. Source types tell us what type of source, obviously, that these results are. If we click on subject, also kind of breaks down our results a little bit, tell us that certain ones have to do more with psychology or whatever. And if we go down to language or geography, we could choose what language or what country these sources were published in to help us. So I'm going to choose a source to look at here. Number 6, this academic journal happens to be in a PDF full text. So I may have to sign in with my LEC email and password. But I can see the entire article here. So I can decide if I like it or not. If I scroll down to the bottom, there will be some sort of reference list or bibliography or something. Let's see what we have here. And this gives me a lot of ideas for other articles or books I could read. If I like this article, maybe one of these other ones. So say I really like this article, what am I going to do with it? Well, these icons on the right margin will help. We can save it to our Google Drive. We can print. We can email the article to ourselves. We can create a folder and save it. And then this button is the Cite button. Very helpful because if we're going to use this article, we can just find our correct citation style. For example, if I were going to use MLA, I can just copy and paste the citation into my works cited in my assignment. So again, if we're going to save this article, I suggest not using permalink, which is the icon on the bottom in the right margin, but to either save it to our Google Drive or email it to yourself. And that's it. If you have a question, please ask a librarian.